You don't say when we start.
Oh.
I am the decider. And if you show up here one more time,
that's it.
That's it. I will have decided. So stop it. Hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. Episode 38. You know?
Right?
It's not quite 40. It's not, guys.
Just like you.
This is awesome. In my frantic attempts, I had to run around the house checking every toilet bowl, making sure that the one back in the bedroom where Leo is by himself flushed itself just a little bit ago. He didn't do it. He doesn't have opposable thumbs. He can't flush a toilet bowl. Hey guys, welcome to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts. I'm Brandon Birdwell. I'm one half of the Cold Hands, Warm Hearts podcasting duo and the decider of when we start the podcast.
Okay, I'm Ashley Engle. Hi guys, I'm the other half. Welcome to the podcast. How's everybody doing today?
Pause for response.
That's what I plan to do, and you filled it
with a response.
With your words.
We're doing good. That's them. Did you watch the video I sent you earlier of me editing?
Yeah, I didn't understand it.
It was really funny. It was a guy.
It was funny.
Well, it was
but
too smart for the room. What it was I was watching a show called Tournament of Champions with Guy Fieri.
You guys, Brandon loves the Food Network. You know this.
Love the Food Network.
We know.
It's delicious. And guys, I was watching Tournament of Champions. It's back for a new season 4.
Is Guy the host?
He's the host because he's not a good enough chef to beat any of these chefs.
Wow. Sponsor us, Guy Fieri.
Have you ever seen the clip of Guy Fieri? I think
You're saying it wrong.
No, he's saying it wrong, and I refuse. I won't say Fieri because there's not a T in there, baby. It's like I'm going to just come around and be like, I'm Brandon Birdwell. Who's ready to call me by something that doesn't show up on the page? Fieri.
For somebody who likes to decide when things happen, I think you would show a little more grace for someone who wants to pronounce his name a certain way.
Listen here, Guy Fieri.
I will call you Fieri.
Well, he also has flames on his shirts, and it's that's like fire. It's not fate.
You know what that is? It's his prerogative, mister.
Did you know that that I'm pretty sure, nope, was going to say a thing. I listened to an interview with Bobby Brown the other day, and he made some sort of comment about how they had to revise the word prerogative in the dictionary following his release of the song My Prerogative.
That can't be true.
He single-handedly educated the entire U.S. populace on what a prerogative was, though. No one knew what that was.
Probably.
People thought it was like a little pasta ball. I'm going to go in the kitchen with my Polish Mimo and make some prerogatives. You got to boil the prerogatives. Boil the prerogatives till they float, and then you scarf.
So what's this about your thing with Guy Fieri?
So it was a video. Yeah. It took me 7 takes to get it right.
And you were so proud of it. I really rained on your parade.
I still am proud of it. It's not a past tense thing. What it was I was watching and Guy says, "Who's ready for the next round of Tournament of Champions?" And it cuts to the crowd and this guy makes a face. He's like, "Yeah!" I just pictured the sound coming out of his mouth.
Yeah.
And so what I did was I just muted it right at that point and then edited myself making the sound of what the guy sounded like.
That's what I thought it was.
And it's awesome.
It was funny.
It took 7 takes to get the mute timed right and to get my sound to sync up with his stupid mouth, the way that he opened it, and to go right to the end.
Yeah.
Honestly,
you know what? Your week has started off right. Productive.
One could argue that I was out here making big moves before people were even out of bed.
For a video that you sent to your sister.
Yeah. Here, hold on. Let me play the audio.
He's gonna play the audio.
You guys need to picture. What you need to do is picture a big stupid face in the crowd.
Wow. Sponsor us, Guy, at Guy Fieri's show.
Here we go. Let's get some volume. This is really, really, really low budge.
Round 2's coming up. Best of luck, Chef. Thank you. Awesome. Are you ready for the final
Oh. Because that's what his face looked like it was doing, but and it took me 7 takes. That took me 7 takes, and each take probably took like a minute and a half to do. I spent a good 10 to 15 minutes setting up that shot, getting the lighting right. Oh.
Meanwhile, Lindsay's like, "Could you please make Ben's breakfast? I gotta get to work."
No, she was already out the door. This was daddy time. This is what I like to call daddy time. Is when
Was Ben here?
As a kid.
What did he say?
No, he stayed at his grandparents, and so I had a block of time to fill. So guys, when I don't have a child about, I like to fill my days overdubbing myself, making sounds coming out of other people's mouths on Food Network shows. Who's ready for the next round? Oh, and man, see. Now you see.
Now I see.
Thanks for giving it a proper flyby earlier, you butt.
What's making me laugh is the fact that your eyes are all teary.
I can't not cry when I laugh at things that are genuinely funny. That's comedy. And I feel like it's listen, guys, one cannot underestimate 2 things.
Okay.
One, my commitment to comedy. Comedy.
None of us would.
Comedy's about taking risks,
Yeah,
and
it's true, guys.
and also let us not ever underestimate the cultural relevance of this podcast and what it brings into the world. And so, guys, when I say to you, "Oh," you guys need to take that, internalize it,
Run
with it. Use it to shape your worldview, guys. You're out there. It's when it comes time to vote in the next election. Oh,
when you're engaging with social justice issues.
Oh, I'm just picturing anytime a person just, oh yes, the speaker from Oklahoma has the floor. Oh, just filibustering with a really long haul. Why is a goose speaking on this issue?
Who let him on the Senate floor?
Who lets a goose into the House of Representatives? There's nothing for him here. Honk.
So I see that we're both wearing palette colors from our palettes.
Yeah, no, when
Did you take it to heart?
I did. When you told me my color palette, I was like, well, I'm throwing out everything. I'm going down to the Ross Dress for Less and the TJ Maxx, and I'm going to re-up on garments.
You did. You've got on a muted gold, a muted brown. Even your undershirt is a muted
No,
brown.
I told you. I threw out everything I owned.
I'm going to take credit for this.
The thing is, when you go over
you look alive.
the garment district of Edmond,
right?
That's where TJ Maxx and Ross Dress for Less are.
Okay.
That's what I like to call it.
There's a Chick-fil-A there as well.
Yeah, well.
Jason's Deli.
That's just, when your shirt guy at TJ Maxx is tailoring your stuff to your frame specifically.
Sure. You go over and get an 8 count.
You go and you scoop an 8 count. But before you go, you tell him, hey, I know that you're tailoring this shirt for this bod.
Yeah.
But I'm coming back 8 counts heavier. I'm coming back peanut oiled up. Okay. Waffle fries hanging off the sides.
Would you like an Arnold Palmer?
Dude.
Can I bring you back an Arnie P?
Would you like a cold Arnie Palmy?
Harry B's favorite drink.
He loves it. And my favorite.
Shout out Harry B.
To this day, he will always, if there's an Arnie P, if he's got Arnie Palmies, he will say to me, do you like Arnold Palmer iced tea?
Yeah.
And I say,
And I say, do I? Load me up with some of that.
And how? Wowzer.
I challenge you to find a more refreshing beverage. They're delicious.
It's got some.
It's a delight.
It's a delight.
It's called something different at Chick-fil-A. Like a sunrise special.
Banana pants.
Look it up,
Come
producer.
get a sunrise banana pants.
Look it up.
And chicken fillet.
Anyway, guys, we're reeling a bit today because we had some wild weather up in here last night.
Big weather.
Big weather in Oklahoma. For those of you who are joining us who don't live in the great state of Oklahoma, we're famous for our weather Guys, it's wild.
We're known for it.
We're known for it. It's what we do here. So last night, P.S. it's February, guys. We had high winds of up to 110 miles an hour in some places. We had hail, the aforementioned damaging winds. We had naders out here.
Tomatoes
Out here. Did you guys get in your shelter last night?
No, I refused. It was a whole thing.
Wow.
No, listen, I'm up to here with it.
Okay.
I'm from Oklahoma.
Tornadoes in February?
I cannot tell you
Dog.
Nah, dog, that ain't it. I told Lindsay so many times, I said, you have lived in Oklahoma your whole life.
That's not true.
This is another day at the office. You don't need to be freaking out. I've got Leo, high anxiety, needs a Thunder shirt.
He needs a Thunder shirt.
Yeah, well, he was a whole handful.
Oh, bless him. He was scared.
I'm just sitting here watching Mike Morgan in his inclement weather tie.
Guys, one of our prominent meteorologists here, Mike Morgan, has a collection of bedazzled ties that he cracks out for severe weather days. And it's true. It's a thing. He has multiples of them, and they are rhinestoned.
They are.
He had one.
It's a lot. He
gets really
he likes
excited.
to floss out hard whenever when tomatoes come through town. Mike Morgan flosses hard when tomatoes come through town.
Sponsor us, Mike Morgan.
Sponsor us, News Channel 4. He's
right.
4? Yeah,
he's 4.
He's 4.
So yeah, you did not get in the shelter. Did Ben, Lindsay, and Leo get in the shelter last night?
As I mentioned, Ben was at his in-laws.
Okay.
And no, we did not.
You didn't do it.
It hasn't been cleaned out yet either.
Oh, neither has ours.
Yeah, it's bugs.
What's the worst thing you've ever found in your shelter?
Like a deep-seated resentment for myself and all of my decisions.
Okay.
When I go into
That's pretty bad.
When I go into the dark,
Yeah.
I start to thinking.
Yeah.
I start to thinking, and I start to sweating out of my eyeballs. I start to getting in my feels. When I go into the dark and I see the other side.
Yeah.
There's not a spider in the world that can scare me like I can scare myself. I don't care about snakes. I don't care about banshees. I don't care about ghosts. All that I'm afraid of is the real Brandon.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's hard being in his head.
That's profound, brother.
Oh. Sometimes when I get in my feels, I like to channel it into a real good goose honk, just to remind people that I'm trudging through this darkness with a sense of whimsy.
Yeah.
Goose honking my way through my sadness.
Through my 40s.
Goose honking my way through my 30s.
30s?
No, don't age me.
Okay. Anyway, we have not cleaned out our shelter either because, it's February. Mother Nature, what's your deal?
I like to pronounce February.
I hate that.
I like to
It's not
say,
right.
Gonna go visit Guy Fieri in February on a Wednesday. That's what I like to say.
I hate all of that. I need some catsup.
I love to say catsup.
I know you do. I hate it when you do that.
Why?
It's not right.
Well, maybe you should stop falling behind. Or to word it differently, catch up.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Nice.
Thanks.
We did not get into our storm shelter proper. Ours is built into the garage floor.
We got into it improper.
We did.
Jeff took off his shirt. Jeff Donald ducked himself down in the tornado shelter. That's how you get into it improper, guys.
That did not happen. So it was kind of,
spiders, snakes, and cakes. Oh my, Jeff Donald ducking those buns all the way down into the storm shelter. Brandon in the corner rocking back and forth, crying.
honking like a goose.
Going into his feels, the darkest, deepest crevasses of his mind, rocking back and forth. You know what?
Leo's out here in his Thunder shirt.
Have you ever taken a bower?
What?
A bower, where you run the bath half full and then you run the shower and you just sit on the ground and just think. A man at his lowest point takes a bower.
I've done that before, but I think it's because the drain was clogged.
It's a bath shower. It's like it's the brunch of sadness. What it is it combines the two things.
It's Brenner.
It's just a man at his lowest point, whether you're feeling physically ill,
Or a lady,
mentally,
or a gal.
just anyone.
Yeah.
But you run the bower and you just You just disappear in there for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes you need a good bower, guys.
Sure. I've done that before, but again, as I say, I think it's because the drain was clogged. There was no choice.
Anyway, what were you saying?
So many things, and now I've lost all my thoughts. Anyway, so we're reeling a bit, guys. We didn't get into the storm shelter.
Real quick. Timing, producer, thank you for sending it over. Chick-fil-A calls their Arnold Palmer a Sunjoy.
Sunjoy. I knew it was sun something.
Can we talk about...
They probably had to get permission from Arnold himself, and he wasn't willing to give it.
No, but the prominent PGA golfer Sunjoy was more than willing to sign off on it.
Listen, you can sponsor us, Chick-fil-A. We'll name a drink after ourselves. Anyway, we got into our hall closet last night because everything they were saying about the storms was that they weren't in our direct vicinity. But those nights are always they're always a little wacky. They make for an early morning, right? The kids were pretty tired this morning because we got in bed later than usual because we were in the hall closet.
Yeah. Lots
of excitement. Also, this last weekend, I was reminded of just a timeless truth. That when you have a long weekend, another bonus from that is a short week.
Yeah, it is. Because it bridges over into the Monday.
It's a twofer.
So
that made this Monday, on top of the tornadoes, all the harder.
Extra, yeah. It's a Monday.
It's a Monday for sure. We jammed for the Lamb yesterday, you and I.
No.
You drummed.
I did.
I sang. It was the first time I have been on vocals in months.
Yeah, you did great.
Hey, thanks.
You're welcome.
Thanks. It was delightful.
I missed
it.
My favorite part.
Uh-oh.
You ready?
I don't know. Am I?
Okay. So my favorite part.
Okay.
Was Ashley's song. It's a slow build, as often this genre of music is.
Sure.
As it builds.
We're praising.
We're building. You have the tracks, they come in, build. Mm-hmm. And then right before, I'm doing some light tom work.
Yes.
Suga-duga-duga-duga. Suga-duga-duga-duga. Ding. That's a ride cymbal right there, my babies.
Yes.
I'm building tension. I'm building the mood. And then Ashley brings her mic up to her mouth. And she gets ready to sing that first note. And then, JK, you guys, she actually sang the right note. She didn't honk like a goose for her praise and worship song.
Not this time, but stay tuned.
You guys, get ready. Because we're goosing it. It's coming at you.
You're going to get goose. So last night I did something very special. So our dear friend Heather, Heather, she's a little under the weather today.
We all were last night.
That's right. But she actually is today. Hope you feel better soon, sugar.
What she got?
I don't know.
What do you got, Heather?
Respiratory.
Oh. She had a thing last night.
I know, that's what I'm about to talk about.
Okay.
So she teaches vocal lessons.
Yeah, but she can't sing for squat.
Okay, she has the most incredible voice ever. But she had her recital last night. But can I tell you what? I don't know. I sweat through my shirt just being in the room. Because of
just in any room.
Any room. But particularly this one. Just all the feelings. All the nerves.
Yeah.
Because
there's a big old bower in there. Some big old bower in the storm shelter in there.
To get up on stage in front of people and to sing, particularly for the first time in your life, that is a vulnerable thing to do.
Singing is that, yes.
It is. And for a lot of these people, not all of our adult friends, but some of them, first time ever. And I'm just that to me.
That's big doings. That's a big thing.
That's a big thing.
Because it's really very easy to feel so stupid singing in front of people.
Oh my gosh.
It's so easy.
I do it every time.
Because you got to if you're going to do it and you're going to do it well and you're not just effortless about it, like I am, but if you're not, if you're not ready to honk your emotions out, if you're not ready and you don't sell it, there's no in between.
Right.
Because if you and then if you sell it, you're completely exposed and vulnerable.
You got to back that up.
Right. So it's like the person who oversells but doesn't deliver, it's like, okay.
But none of these people did that. That was what I appreciated most about truly everyone's performance, is that it felt so authentic.
Yeah. Well,
and I was so proud of them. And I could barely stay in my chair and I sweat through my shirt.
See, but that there though
what?
is, I think, it's different for me because if I was sitting in that room, I know that there's been some preparation. Heather's got them prepared. She's a very professional. She knows the tricks of the trade.
She does.
What gives me the most incredible secondhand embarrassment is like when I'm watching like a reality show like The Bachelor or something, and they're on a one-on-one date, and they like set up a picnic, and then the guy starts singing at the girl. There was one very specific one, and I think about it once a week.
I'm sweating.
It was years ago. Yeah,
I
me
didn't
too.
even see it.
Me too. He starts making up a song on the fly for her about what they've done that day, and the lyrics were something like, "He's like, when we're flying in the helicopter, we came to make a picnic for you. I'm gonna take and make you my wife. I gotta protect your heart forever."
No instrument? Acapella?
First off, I take tremendous offense to you saying that man's gorgeous, gorgeous voice is not an instrument.
Nobody didn't have like a uke.
When you're flying in the helicopter, you make me my wife, forgive me, baby.
Oh no!
We'll get a house in the suburbs, white picket fence, and I get it myself. But come, I'm here for the right reason.
Always end with that.
The most dramatic episode of The Bachelor in history.
I would imagine that her face is something akin to what mine was that whole time. As you stared into my face and sang that.
Yeah, I like to make.
And I'm sweating through my shirt.
I like to make very intense eye contact with people. Can I tell you something about secondhand embarrassment that came up
Sure.
this week?
Can you?
And how? Maggie, dear friend Maggie.
Dear friend Maggie. Hi, Maggie.
Posted something about how she was behind and just catching up, and how the Hayden Panettiere crumping scene was worse than she could have ever imagined.
She rewatched it?
For the first time watched it.
Oh.
And I messaged with her about it, and she said, I have the worst secondhand embarrassment. So this was like literally unbearable. I'm trying to think of the word I think she might have said untenable. She's such a wordsmith.
She is a wordsmith.
But she said it, and I was just like, it made me so happy that I could ruin someone's life with Hayden Panettiere crumping this far after the fact.
We're really doing it.
One cannot underestimate the cultural impact of this podcast.
Man, I tell you what, speaking of, I got a text from my friend Jenny today. Hi, Jenny.
Hi.
And she had screenshot otters and seals in her algorithm. And I said, listen, we are doing it. When we set out with this podcast, we had no clue the heights to which we would ascend.
We're changing algorithms.
We're changing lives.
Jeremy Fragrance has a book out.
Oh.
It's called Power, Baby.
Oh, my goodness.
And his advertisement for it.
Is it new?
Brand.
Listen,
25
he's
euro.
a busy fella.
25 euros.
Did you buy it?
I did not.
You wanted them.
Here's why.
Okay.
Only reason why.
Okay.
But not kidding.
I know, I believe you.
Not because it's cost prohibitive.
Okay.
Not because I don't want to support Jeremy Fragrance, the #1 fragrance icon on the internet.
Sponsor us, Jeremy.
He opened up his ad for the book by saying, "Power! I have a book. It's in German."
Oh, no.
That's where he lost me. I don't speak German. I don't read German. No sprechen Sie Deutsch over here.
What if I look over at your phone and you're installing like Duolingo just to learn German so you can read his book?
I would argue that I have done much weirder things.
I think you shared it with us earlier.
I did a weirder thing this morning. 7 times did it.
I bet, you know what? Maybe you should still purchase it so that then it'll be more successful and he can send a copy to all your friends.
Translate your book for me, Jeremy Fragrance.
Please.
One on the left, one on the right. It's in German. I just love I have a book. You can't read it.
It's in German.
It's in Deutsch.
So I wanted to bring up something funny this week on the pod.
That's a first.
Okay. Good one. So, because this came up in conversation multiple times, but it started in my home. So Hope, who is in 3rd grade, my daughter, she came home from school and she talked about how they're studying a bit of Oklahoma history. And one of the things they've been talking about are weird, some of the things they've been talking about are weird laws that are still on the books here in our great state.
Okay.
So not only do we have weather that sets us apart, that sets us above.
This is
we
great.
have
This is good content right here. Go ahead.
Right. These laws that are still on the books in our state. Okay. So don't do any of these things. Number 1, citizens should take care in how they interact with a dog. Individuals who make ugly faces at a canine can be fined and or jailed.
What?
Don't be making faces at dogs.
That's real?
Yes, I'm telling you. Do you think I don't do my homework before I get in here?
I'm painfully aware of the homework that you do before you come in here.
That's what I was doing while you were making that video.
Yeah, and I think that the audience would agree that what I did brought them significantly more joy in the dumbest way possible. How does one class that becomes a very subject to interpretation? What an ugly face is to a dog.
Yeah.
What if you're just or
that's ugly.
What if you're just ugly and you pass a dog? What if you are just a butt ugly human and you walk past a canine? Golly, you better have some savings. Because every time you go to a PetSmart, that'll be $50. That'll be $50. Your face is gross, and these dogs can't handle it.
Also, who's the judge here? Is it the dogs?
You just come walking into PetSmart, and someone at the counter just goes,
911.
They just start tearing off invoices.
Just dial 911.
Just making citizens arrests and writing tickets, popping tickies on you. So let this be a warning to all you uggos out there. Uggos don't get to interact with doggos. And that's Oklahoma law. Oh,
oh my gosh. But truly, that's a law. And it's like, who's making the judgments here? Who's making the judgments? Are the dogs the ones calling out the ugly faces?
Oh my gosh. I just love the idea that we can there is a very clear delineation of what an ugly face is to a dog.
I don't know, man.
This is where we're at.
This is where we're at.
What's going to become our country.
We got our state at this point.
We got geese making laws. We got dogs calling people uggos.
Okay. Number 2. And I feel like this one, when paying respect at a funeral in Oklahoma City, never tip over a casket. It's illegal.
Well,
also,
good luck stopping me. Good luck stopping me.
But I feel like that's just one of those. I don't know if you need a law about that.
That feels like an unwritten rule.
Yeah.
It's first off, the effort required to tip over a casket is significant.
They look heavy.
They are. I've tipped one.
Okay.
I tipped one this morning.
You need to redact that because this is going out on the airwaves.
Well, listen, guys, I'm ugly and I tip caskets, so double fine me.
Okay. So number 3, entirely unrelated.
Okay.
Never take a bite out of another individual's hamburger. It's illegal here. We like our beef.
Listen, I cannot speak to how attractive a dog finds me.
Okay.
So I don't know how often I break that rule.
Sure.
I have never, that you all know of, tipped a casket.
Right.
And I have absolutely taken a bite of someone else's hamburger.
Same. I did it just this week.
Whose burger? Jeff's?
Hope's. Oh, no. Jeff wouldn't allow it.
Jeff.
I'm kidding. Jeff just eats so fast. I can't even get in there.
I feel like he eats at a reasonable pace.
No, I'm just chattier. I think I take longer to eat.
What?
Honk.
And meanwhile, you're like, hey, Hope, what's that over there? And then you take a bite out of her hamburger, tip her casket, and make an ugly face at the dog.
She calls the police right on me. Number 4.
She is a real snitch.
It's against the law to spit on the sidewalk here.
I do that too.
Gross.
I can't help it.
Yes, you can.
I'm like a cowboy.
Oh, okay.
I spit my chaw.
Eat other people's burgers and spit on the sidewalk.
And leaving chaw spit on people's burgers. And then I'm like, you can eat the rest of that. And they're like, no, you just left chaw spit all over my burger.
Strategy worked.
Yeah, that's how I get burgers.
Number 5. Women in Oklahoma
aren't allowed.
To
Nope.
cut and style.
Nope, that's it. No girls allowed. Because apparently Spanky and the gang from the Little Rascals set up a clubhouse and started making laws in Oklahoma. It's the He-Man Woman Haters Club here in the 405, and no girls allowed.
And there's just cardboard signs everywhere with backwards letters.
Yeah, just backwards letters. Alfalfa's in the corner. Fix your hair, pal. Come on.
Women aren't allowed. Well, let me finish. Women aren't allowed to cut and style their own hair without a license. Guess what? Done both of those things. I cut my bangs with kitchen shears.
Can I
just a few
say,
days ago?
And you know what? And I saw your bangs with my eyes, and I stand by this law.
Where's your license?
As legislation is coming into question, I would like to overturn the rest of it, just like a casket. Turn it right over. But you know what I stand by is the women aren't allowed, A. And then B, sub question on the floor. Are women allowed to cut and style their own hair? No. No, because you know what? I got to look at it. I got to tell you this right now. You know what else is illegal? Looking at a dog with a hatchet job hairdo. Because a dog doesn't want to see your boxy home kitchen shear bangs. A dog doesn't want to look at you and go, who did that to you? Who hurt you, madam? Do you need a bower? Are you okay?
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Number 6, fish in fish bowls can't be on a public bus. So don't take them.
Again, I don't understand who is making these rules, but this one makes sense to me too. I don't hate that law.
Well, there's just a lot of sloshing.
What happens though? What happens?
Okay.
You're in a relationship.
Sure.
That relationship ends badly.
Okay.
But you both loved your goldfish.
Yeah.
And you only have a bus pass. And you share joint custody of the goldfish.
What are you supposed to do?
Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays,
yeah.
Goldfish is with daddy. Thursday. Weekends, we greyhounded over to mama's house.
Come on, Goldie.
Come on.
Saddle up, partner.
Come on, Goldie. We're going to slosh over to mom's.
I'll tell you what you do. You walk.
Make sure you
scoot. You rent one of those lime scooters.
Gosh, can you imagine?
As if that's safer.
Can you imagine trying to lime scooter with a goldfish in a bowl?
Just
the precariousness of that situation.
I wouldn't recommend it, guys.
1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, scoot fish. Take it on the scoots. Pop it on the lime. Are you lime gang or bird gang? Which would you rather ride?
I've only done one before. It was on my 40th birthday. I think it was a lime. You were there.
I'm pro lime. I prefer a lime.
I feel like you swiped your credit card so I could take a little spin.
Because I'm a good guy like that.
Yeah.
And I wanted you to have the experience on your 40th birthday of riding a scooter.
I feel like...
Happy birthday.
Swipe.
Happy start to your 4th decade on Earth. I'm going to spend
Let me hold your goldfish
Let me hold your
take a spin.
Let me hold your goldfish while you ride this scooter.
I'll tell you what, I felt like I was flying on that lime scooter.
They're pretty great.
Sponsor us, lime scooter.
Yes, please.
What if there was an ad campaign? We were riding around town on limes with our goldfish.
It would be very confusing, and I just honking like a goose at everyone I pass.
We'd have so much fun.
We have fun.
Okay, when parking outside any public building, make sure to tie up your car. Having an untethered vehicle is a crime.
Tie up.
That's what it says.
What?
I wonder if that's like a remnant from the horse days.
Yeah, but why would they call it a car?
I don't know.
Maybe like the Model Ts where like anyone could start it. As long as you can crank it, you can just gank it. That's a term for stealing. Remember? Yeah. If you can crank it, you can gank it. Model Ts, baby. And that's what I think. And so maybe you had to tie up your Model T.
That'd be a good t-shirt.
If you can crank it, you can gank it. Uh-huh. Man, out of context, I don't know.
Oh, no, that's okay. Number 9, never wash clothes in a bird bath in Winona.
In Winona?
In the town. Don't do it.
The specific town? Well, listen, okay.
Birds are gross.
Yes. Oh, Ted hates birds.
Yeah.
That's a good T-shirt. I just funny T-shirt that says Ted hates birds.
Speaking of butternut squash.
Anytime, another thing about butternut
That's what
squash.
it is, yeah.
Anytime birds come up, the only thing he's like references, he's just like, their feet are sick.
They are. Yes.
They're diseased.
Yes.
They're diseased creatures.
So don't wash your clothes in their water.
Have you heard the whole theory that birds aren't real and the government put them here as monitoring devices?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
Take off your tinfoil hat.
No, this is our new format. Earth is flat and birds are fake. Welcome back, guys.
Welcome.
Welcome to the future. Welcome to the future of this nation.
Don't let it in.
Do not.
Okay, whaling is illegal here.
Got it. Got it.
We're landlocked.
Well, unless
There's not an estuary.
Unless they're referencing
in
me.
sight.
Are they referencing me whale tailing? because that's a bell we can't unring. The toothpaste is out of the tube on that one. The toothpaste is out of the tube on Brandon whale tailing. You don't want to catch me at the shopping mall because I'm low rise and high rise, babies. Sunrise, sunset.
Sunjoy.
Sunjoy. Sunrise, sunset, sunjoy, full moon. Here we go. We're flossing. I'm just saying, guys, listen, if whale tailing is wrong,
I don't want to be
then
right.
I don't want to be right. I'll move to Canada because I'll tell you this right now. Big time pro whale tailing up there.
I did not foresee that, listeners. I'm sorry, but also
saying.
I'm glad for it. You're welcome. Okay. And the last one. It's illegal to wear boots to bed here.
I mean, again, what a fella or a lady or a gal wears in the comfort of their own home.
I don't know, man. But anyone who wears shoes to bed, something's wrong with
It's a psycho thing to be doing for sure.
It's so germy.
It's not even that. It's just you got to let these grippers out. You got to let these dogs breathe a little bit, right?
You do.
I can't even sleep in a sock most nights.
No.
Feet get hot.
I'll start in a sock. Raynaud's, you know.
Yeah.
And then I'll just peel them off sometime.
I don't know, man. I just know that I'm setting myself up for failure if I fall asleep in a sock. I know that in the middle of the night I'm going to be socks.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Then I take them off.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
And then good luck to you falling back to sleep. That's been my thing this week. I've got this on the agenda, actually. I've been having trouble sleeping. I'm in a cycle,
Yeah?
you know?
Tell me about it.
Oh, that's all. It's just frustrating.
Such good content.
I know. So, speaking of that, Hope sleepwalked into my room the other night. Does Ben ever sleepwalk? You do.
He will sleep talk, and maybe he's walked on occasion, but it's more of a talk.
Mm-hmm. Like, what kind of things will he say? Is it clear or is it just mumbling?
He just honks. He just honks.
Can you imagine the fear?
If I woke up to a 10-year-old goose honking in my face as I was trying to get my much needed beauty rest. Hey, Ben, why don't you chill, dude? Why don't you chill out?
If you were already awake, taking off your socks, good luck going to sleep after that.
Sock honking. He'll talk. I think maybe at some point he has walked, but it's not like a thing.
Yeah. Hope has never done this her whole life. She's 9.
It's terrifying.
And it's terrifying. And I kept saying, honey, are you okay? What's wrong? Are you okay? And she was staring right in my face and it's like she couldn't form words. And she was looking in my eyes and she was like, it was just that for like a minute.
Yeah.
And I kept saying, honey, are you okay?
Yeah.
She couldn't tell me. So I walked her back to her bed, got in immediately out. And she gave me permission to share this story, by the way.
Sure. It's when a kid, so my favorite, I would sleepwalk when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And mom and dad would always tell me this story that one night I walked into their room. I was probably right around Ben's age-ish.
Yeah,
I walked
10.
into their room and was doing that like kind of like swaying back and forth thing where you're just standing there and they're like, hey, bud, what Probably trying to watch Unsolved Mysteries or a Current Affair or 60 Minutes or something.
One of those.
One of those.
Of that ilk.
It's got to be one of those.
Yeah.
And I walked in and I was just standing there, creepily, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah,
And
I've
they said, "Hey,
experienced it.
bud, like, what's going on? What do you need?" And I said to them,
Yeah.
"One more cigarette. I just need one more cigarette."
I remember this.
And then they go, "What?" And I said, "No, I just got to go to the bathroom." And then I left the room.
I remember that.
And guys, I don't know if I have to tell you this, but 10-year-old Brandon was not a big time cigarette smoker.
No,
Still
isn't.
Still isn't. He didn't even have access to cigarettes.
That we know of.
But, well, listen, I was a bad boy. I used to wear a white T-shirt with a pack of Marlboro Reds rolled up in my sleeve.
Like a real greaser.
With a real greaser. I slick my hair back and I cuff my jeans and I go and I rumble with the socias. I would do the whole thing, guys. I wasn't scared of anybody. And I would sit there and I would puff on my heaters. I'd fire up a little smigarette. I'd get myself a little smoky Rooney. I was out here flipping caskets and making Uggy faces at doggies.
Just breaking loud.
Sleeping in boots and bathing in bird baths.
Yeah. Whale tailing it up out here.
I got a rap sheet a mile long.
And it was at the height of your cigarette addiction that you stumbled into mom and dad's room as you were sleeping and demanded just one more cigarette.
Unbeknownst to them, I'm out in these streets in all sorts of gang activity.
Yeah.
Fighting, farting,
My God.
smoking. Guys, no casket is safe is what I'm saying. You don't want to catch greaseball Brandon in these streets. You don't want to catch me, one of the outsiders. You don't want to catch this outsider inside the funeral home.
On a bus with a goldfish.
I'll tump you over. You don't want to catch this greaser on a bus with a goldfish.
And don't bring your hamburgers around me because I'll take a bite out of
He'll
them.
slosh on your boots so bad you can't even sleep in them. Breaking the law.
My favorite Brandon sleep talking story was,
That's when I used to pee in the Mr. Potato Heads.
well, I wasn't going to tell that one, but that was great too.
It's okay. It didn't just happen.
He would take a wrong turn on the way to the restroom. Go into the closet instead, guys. Use your imagination.
Make a little wee-wee on the Mr. Tater Head basket. Accessorize them with some urine.
My gosh. Okay, the story I was going to tell was...
Did you know that it's against the law to pee on a Mr. Potato Head in Oklahoma? Only in Oklahoma County, though. If you get into Noble County, you can wee-wee on any Mr. Tater Heads you want. You can pee on a Slinky Dog. You can pee directly into a Jack in the Box. It doesn't matter what you do. Tink, kink, 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 kink. Bonk, wink, 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 go tinkle. And can't goes the peace. Oh, Toy Story 5 is going to be good. I expect a little bit of urine on the toys in Toy Story 5. Not this much. Some. Sponsor us, Pixar.
You've got a friend in me.
It's good. It was good. You've got a friend in Pete. You've got a friend in Pete. It doesn't matter what them lawmakers say. If you pee on potato head, it is okay because you got a friend in Pete. That's my Randy Newman impression.
This is really good. Spot on. Oh man, my abs are gonna be just jacked up to this episode.
Listen, that's a low key flex, referring to your stomach as abs. Check you out. I saw a guy in the gym the other day wearing a shirt. It said the 3 G's. It said God, guns, and gains.
I hate every.
Yeah, well, I'm just offended that he left out the 4th G, which was gross. But he was wearing it.
Wow.
He wore it loud and proud.
He was proud of it. I want to go ahead. Well, actually, I want to share this with the listeners because this has been very upsetting to me, and I need to get your take on this. American Girl, sponsor us, American Girl.
The dolls? that
dolls.
you used to wear clothes that look like their stuff?
No. Back when I had them.
Wait, what? What? What is she doing?
No.
Actually, it guy's actually spiraling. It's okay.
No. When I had American Girls, the clothes were not as popular. Okay. I've told our listeners, I had an American Girl doll. I had Kirsten, the one from the prairie, because she had
Go ahead, Ash of Green Gables. Let's hear about it. Let's hear about it, Laura Ingalls.
never had the clothes. They were so expensive. I never had them, but I did get the doll. But I was a little bit old. I aged out. Stop looking at me like that. I'm trying to share something.
It's going great.
Pertinent. So my friend Emily, hi Emily.
Hey, Emily.
Sent me this week pictures of the newest American Girl dolls. Okay. And they're American Girl.
And they're dressed like brats.
No.
Bratz dolls.
Well, the new historical dolls. It's a set of twins.
Oh.
Are you ready for the fact that they use the word historical
Instead of her historical?
No. In front of 1999?
Well, I mean, it is historical.
No, it isn't.
What are they dressed like?
So it's a set of twins, Isabel and Nikki. And this is their tagline. Discover new adventures from the days of dial-up with Isabel and Nikki.
Listen.
So how does that make you feel?
Old.
Makes you feel awful.
Bad.
They're twins. One of them's dressed like Cher from Clueless.
Okay.
So plaid skirt,
Sure.
jaunty beret, like she's the girly girl. And then you have the other one who is dressed like a
Goose.
skater, SKAR.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
And they have a PC on their desk with a CD-ROM.
Mom! Mom, I'm on the phone. It was always the worst when you're chatting up a babe. And then mom tries to get online. What are you trying to look up on Alta Vista? Why? Get off the compact, mom.
The compact.
Get off the CD-ROM, mama.
Do you remember
I'm
when
trying
we
to
got our home
I'm trying
computer?
to spit game.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I do remember we got a home computer, and all it
Such a big
The
deal.
only functionality it had was the ability to play CD-ROMs. And I watched this one 30-second clip about Babe Ruth 1,000 times because it was the only interesting thing on the CD-ROM. It was Babe Ruth hitting a home run and running around the bases as they talked about Babe Ruth for 30 seconds. And I watched it on a loop.
Man.
And I just, this is the future.
This is the future.
Mom. Trying to talk to Jerica.
Hi, Jerica.
Trying to talk to Jerica.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what you been watching, reading, or listening to?
Tournament of Champions, baby.
And the clip I made 95 times.
I mean, you say that like it's not true, but tis. No, I've been watching Tournament of Champions because it just came back. The Hills still gets played a lot at my house.
Really?
Ben hates it.
I don't blame Ben.
But yeah, Tournament of Champions has been on a lot. Reading, still reading that same book, the Rick Rubin book. I stall out and I need to get back to it. Because I really am enjoying it.
It's a lot.
Matt Toney sent me, I haven't listened to it yet.
Hi, Matt.
But he sent me a couple tunes by Donovan Woods to listen to today.
Love Donovan Woods.
And even though I haven't listened to it yet, I know I'm going to like it because I like Donovan Woods, but also Matt Toney always is incredible
Spot
about
on.
recommending stuff for me. And also, I bought a candle and I've been watching it
Oh.
burn.
What flavor? Fragrance.
Warm leather and amber.
Oh, love the sound of that.
Yeah, well, warm leather's great, but Amber is a stinky person.
She makes ugly faces.
No,
at
but it's
dogs.
great. I was at the Walmart and I saw these candles. Yeah. I saw a Better Homes and Gardens candle.
Yes.
And I thought to myself, I'm going to cop that.
Yeah.
And I did.
It's brought a lot of joy to your life.
And I realized that it's not a traditional what are you watching, reading, or listening to thing, but it's been a big change in my life, this candle.
Okay. All right.
Serenity.
I like Serenity now.
What about you?
So we've been having a bit of a Jimothy Carey fest at our house.
Fun.
I know. It has been fun.
Fun.
Now, you forget that
I
these
don't.
movies are there's some you gotta fast forward. You gotta pause. You gotta cough loudly. Sometimes
That's my favorite move.
as a parent.
Sometimes I just drive Ben around town and I listen to DMX.
No, you
and
don't.
It's literally like I'm having a coughing fit the entire time.
You would have to. There would be no music. It would just be honk.
Yeah, it would literally be me just with one elongated honk.
Dad.
This song sucks.
Dad, what are you doing?
No, but my favorite two moves.
Loud cough.
A loud cough to cover a curse
Yes.
when you're watching a movie with a kid.
Yes.
A loud cough to cover a fart when you're on a date. Sometimes you got to mask a fart with a cough.
No, it's a bad strategy.
Sometimes you flip a coffin and fart a cough.
Stop it. Anyway, I also will run up with a blanket and cover the TV. The kids love that.
God, that is...
They love it. They love it. But anyway, we've done Ace Ventura. We've done Bruce Almighty.
Great.
Dumb and Dumber.
Great.
And we have paused and fast forwarded during the one. But it reminded me of my favorite line. First of all, you and I quote a lot of Jimothy Carey.
He's great.
In our day-to-day.
He was big time in shaping
Yes.
our adolescence.
Hi, Jimothy.
Hey, Jim.
And he was big time. He was
Biggest-
all out
biggest
here.
biggest star in the world at one point.
Yes. He was real busy in the 90s.
I like his perspective on life now. I don't know if you've seen any of the new stuff with him, but he's just seems so content with his place in the world and like very like not bought into the whole Hollywood thing. I feel like if we could all get a little more Jim Carrey in our attitudes and outlooks, we'd probably be doing a little bit better.
Just all buy a loft and paint.
If we could just, guys, everyone run out right now.
Yeah.
Take the millions that you certainly have, every one of you.
Yes.
And just spend it on a loft and paint.
Yeah.
You know?
Big canvases, though.
BCs.
Big ones. But so we did that, and it reminded me of one of my favorite lines from Bruce Almighty, where he goes, he's talking to God, and he goes, "Thank you for the Grand Canyon, and good luck with the apocalypse."
Yeah.
And I don't know why, but it gets me every time. I haven't seen that one in a
I
while.
like Bruce Almighty.
Yeah.
It's good. The opening scene where they're doing the cookie thing, where like he's running down and like splashing the milk all over everybody, is
That's the way
so
the cookie
funny
crumbles.
to me. That's the way the cookie crumbles. This is a little bit off topic there,
Okay.
but also on topic.
Let's hear it.
My favorite Jim Carrey movie of all time, hot take. Just if you roll them all up, I think the best movie of all of them,
Eternal Sunshine.
Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless
I knew
Mind.
you were gonna say
it. Is. I watched it again recently. It's been within the last year probably. Man, it is so good.
I need to watch it. It's been a while.
It's not the happiest movie. There's some
No, it
heaviness to it.
isn't. Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, in terms of just a movie, it's so good. Like
Profound.
it's so good.
Profound, that one. So we've been doing that. And then, we're continuing with 1923. This is what I've realized. When Jeff and I watch 1923, without fail, when we go to commercial break, because this is the kind of emotional roller coaster it is, you can bet on it. Every time we go to commercial break, I will give
I don't bet. That's a sin.
Okay. Every time we go to commercial break, I give a heavy sigh, and Jeff goes, "Boy, I'll tell you what." Every time.
That right there is some that is some meemaw and peepaw business right there. Is what that is. I love that. Just boy, I'll tell you what is just the best benign non sequitur out of anything. It's literally
so
if ever I say that whenever I'm having an interaction with a person and we're just sitting there one on one, if someone hits me with a "I'll tell you what" or like something like that, I'm like, well, this interaction is over. It is time to stand up and to walk out this door because this person wants nothing to do with me
We're
anymore.
done. Guess we're done here.
Boy, I tell you what.
Boy, I tell you what. Also watched the documentary on Netflix, The Murdaugh Murders, Southern Scandal.
Murder.
Murder. That, you guys, I've tried to listen to podcasts over that whole situation, and I couldn't follow it because there's so many people. There's so many murders.
Too many. One could argue that it's too many murders.
It's far too many murders.
It's illegal to murder in Oklahoma.
What a you don't say.
Well, I want to point out.
Yeah, no, we don't.
This is
be
not
doing it, guys.
This isn't the Wild West. This is a 1923.
Boy, I'll tell you what.
Boy, I'll tell you what. Murder.
no.
A lot of murders out here.
But anyway, that documentary, it's a 3-part deal. What a tragic and bizarre. Oh, my word. I'll tell you what, I was riveted. Boy, I'll tell you what.
Just listen, my watching, reading, or listening, I'm watching cooking shows.
I know.
You're watching murders?
I'm going to need you to just challenge yourself emotionally a little bit.
Do you have any idea?
Who I am?
Do you have any idea, A, how out of touch with my emotions I am? Also, do you have any idea what it's like to feel when you're in the Tournament of Champions arena? Do you have any idea when Tiffany Faison is putting the caviar on the duck breast? Do you have any idea what's happening when the number 8 seed upsets the number 1 seed? Do you have any idea what's happening when Brian Voltaggio has to go against Michael Voltaggio? They're brothers.
The only time I can consider that is in the darkness of my tornado shelter.
Well, listen. Here's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, you know what? Here's the problem with you. You're going to be all like, oh, murders and historical fiction.
Yeah.
I'm over here whipping up a chutney.
Yeah.
You know?
As long as you're learning to cook for the rest of us.
I don't know how to make a chutney.
Anyway. We don't have a Crindy Reviews this week. She's been watching a show called Queen of the South. She says it is far too gory, it's full of hanky-panky and cursing, and she doesn't care to review it, but it's 5 seasons, and that's where she is. She said I could share that, and that's all.
What season is she on?
I don't know. Deep into it, though. I'll tell you what, it's about the cartel. Also, algorithms, I don't know. I'm in a new one. It's the equestrian algorithm. So there's that.
Listen, I can't, I can't say anything about it. I still got people eating spicy things.
Yeah.
I still got Jeremy Fragrance's new
book
foray into the literary community.
Yeah.
But it's in German.
So
there's nothing doing over here.
What's your warm heart? Wow.
You tell me yours.
Mine was singing with my pals Weiser and Maddie T. It was a delight.
There you go. Mine was that you finally came around and enjoyed my goose honk video. That's what really warmed my heart today.
I will tell you what, I will most definitely watch it again.
And that's all that we can ask. Hey guys, thanks for listening to Cold Hands, Warm Hearts.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah. I don't. Bye. Bye.